You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I am back. Rodrance for Black and White Sports 2. Well, we're going to talk about Lamar Jackson. That's right. Yet another Lamar video. But, I mean, look, outside of Aaron Rodgers, these are the two biggest stories in the National Football League right now. Of course, what's going to happen with Lamar? I'm starting to think he's going to have to stay with the Ravens. But it did come out. I want to make sure I mention this again. It did come out. ESPN's Jeremy Fowler came out and said that Lamar is only looking for $230 million guaranteed. So in other words, he's saying, well, he doesn't want a fully guaranteed contract as long as he gets the matched amount or more than Deshaun Watson got total guarantee. Now, I don't know what world Lamar Jackson's living in that he thinks he's going to get, what, 275 with 230 guaranteed or 300 with 230 guaranteed, but I just can't see that happening. I truly cannot. Of course, again, no agent is a problem here. Overshooting his worth is another problem, okay? And that's where an agent could come in, but I don't know. I mean, you know, you got Florio out there, you got ESPN out there, you got CBS out there. You know, they're starting to muse about the fact that he may set out for 2023. Florio literally said, will he ever play another snap in the National Football League? That's interesting. Well, the Falcons have come out and made comments. And we've got Greg Roman, the Ravens' former OC, who put together basically the perfect offense for Lamar Jackson, and he lets everybody know the real thing to worry about when it comes to Lamar at quarterback, and that's interesting. So we'll get to that. In my opinion, it's the juiciest part about this video. But Arthur Smith, the Falcons coach, has come out and made some comments about the fact that, yes, he was on with Rich Eisen, and they did have a conversation, the Falcons, internally about Lamar Jackson and whether or not they wanted to pursue him, and the answer was, nah, we're good. We're good. Quote, everything that becomes available around the league, if it can improve your roster, we discuss. That's every position, whether that's the fifth corner or the backup gunner on a punt. We're always going to look to add every position, Smith said when asked if the Falcons had discussed Jackson. Those discussions happen all day, every day. I understand some players get more attention than others, but absolutely we did. After the discussions, the team ruled out trading for Jackson, according to Blank and Smith. Desmond Ridder, a 2022 third-round draft pick, completed 63.4% of his passes for 708 yards and 2 touchdowns in 4 games. He had 4 picks in those 4 games, too. Those numbers were apparently enough for the Falcons to name him the starting quarterback for 2023. Well, look, they drafted him. They want to give him a shot. Earlier this week, Jackson revealed he requested a trade from the Ravens just days before the team placed a non-exclusive franchise tag on him. The Ravens selected Jackson in the first round of the 2018 NFL Draft. He was one of the most uniquely talented athletes in the league, rushing for 4,437 yards during his 5-year career. Wow. He has the second best winning percentage among active quarterbacks behind only Patrick Mahomes. Yeah, but look, he has not won anything in the postseason. That's a big difference. I mean, Patrick, what? A slew of AFC championship games and 2 Super Bowl trophies. Yeah, you can bet. If Lamar had that on his resume, some team would have already traded for him, and let's just be honest, the Ravens would have locked him up with some gargantuan contract in the same way the Chiefs did Patrick Mahomes. Prior to entering the NFL, Jackson was the ununanimous All-American at Louisville and won the Heisman in 2016. Now let's get to Greg Roman. I actually like Greg Roman. I know a lot of Ravens fans don't. I'm a Niners fan, or I was before yesterday afternoon. in their little transgender tweet. But Greg Roman, of course, a former Niners OC as well, under Jim Harbaugh, came out and said there's kind of a reason that they got Lamar out into space. Why? He believes, and he says Lamar is very susceptible to injury actually throwing from the pocket. That's not a good thing to hear. Okay, that tells you that he doesn't believe that Lamar's got the pocket presence or pocket awareness. Look, Lamar's a very mobile quarterback, but there's a thing called pocket mobility, up, down, side to side, inside the pocket for the quarterback to throw in. And if he doesn't have that awareness to just be able to slightly slide up, down, side to side to throw the ball and stay in the pocket without getting hurt, that's a problem. That is a huge problem. Quote, Jackson was such a master of avoiding hits, and honestly, he was safest when he was out in space on the move because he was in control as opposed to in the pocket with his eyes downfield, hoping somebody doesn't run into the back of his legs. Roman explained for the football website, the 33rd team. The few times he got injured were behind the line of scrimmage looking to make a throw down the field. The Ravens used the non-exclusive franchise tag to keep Jackson's rights for 2023 after he missed 11 games, including the playoffs, the last 2 seasons. And that's the other thing. A bunch of people think he set out the end of the year for a contract. I know he's disputing that. That's great, but there's obviously a ton of teams out there that believe that. It was reported on Monday that at least one club was, quote, hesitant to pursue Jackson because of fears related to injury history. And Falcons owner Arthur Blank later said he had some concern about whether or not Jackson can play his style for, quote, many years to come. Along with the Falcons, the Commanders, Jets, Dolphins, Raiders, Niners, Lions, and Patriots are all among teams that reportedly won't be pursuing Jackson for one reason or another before or after the upcoming draft. Quote, the elite pocket passer will always be valued, Roman continued regarding Jackson's particular skill set. At some point, you've got to stand in the pocket, throw the ball, and deliver it to win consistently. How much you do that will change, but there's no doubt the opportunity exists for mobile quarterbacks because NFL decision makers have seen it work. ESPN's Dan Graziano reported Thursday that Jackson is, quote, insisting on getting more fully guaranteed money than the $230 million the Browns gave Deshaun Watson last season. Good God Almighty. And, you know, the one thing we haven't talked about, did the Ravens actually get rid of Greg Roman not to help Lamar Jackson out, but to move on to a different quarterback? You got to wonder about that. A lot of people said, well, they got rid of Roman so Lamar can really flourish. Well, Roman's like MO is putting together offenses for unique skill sets in the same way that he did with Colin Kaepernick. Okay, when Roman left the Niners, that was part of Kaepernick's demise there. And this was before he started all the kneeling and bullshit. But Roman created an offense that was limited, but they know these quarterbacks are limited. These mobile quarterbacks are limited. And you know what kills me about all this stuff involving mobile quarterbacks? Is that really and truly no mobile quarterback, as in running quarterback, not scrambling, not mobile, but running quarterback. And I'm talking about Lamar. I'm talking about Cam. Okay? They're the two biggest names we've had. Neither one of them's won shit, really. Okay, they haven't. I mean, that's just a fact. Even Mahomes is not a running quarterback. He's a quarterback that is mobile and can elude tackles when he needs to. Otherwise, he sits in the pocket and he throws damn cannons all over the field. Look, the jury is still out. I am a big Josh Allen guy, but he hasn't won the Super Bowl yet. You know, Aaron Rodgers, he's mobile. He could scramble if he had to. But 90% of the time, Rodgers wanted to sit in the pocket and just throw damn lasers all over the place. Won a Super Bowl. You get the point I'm trying to make here. And teams are fully aware of this. Fully aware of it. I don't know. There you go. Roman says that he thinks Lamar is injury prone if he tries to throw from the pocket. Well, hell, every team that would look to get a hold of him is going to want him to learn to do what? Turn himself into a pocket passer in the same way, maybe the greatest of all time, that was once a running quarterback that turned into one of the greatest pocket passers we ever saw. My favorite player of all time, Steve Young, with the Niners, right? And if they don't think he's capable of that without getting injured, that's a bad sign. That's a terrible sign. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.